Hi guys, Crypto here from CryptoGasmic.com and the Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook group. Let's go for today's TA show with Crypto, me. And we're going to be getting in to the top coins for today. All right, as I said, Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook group and also CryptoGasmic.com educational platform and chat group community and all that sort of stuff. So let's get into it today. Right. So we asked everybody, just close the Telegram, it keeps beeping. So basically this is a daily show, guys, and we're going to basically spend half an hour to 45 minutes each day just going through the technical analysis of the top coins that you've picked. So today, the ones we have are, I just had a look at it, it was ADA, NEO, Dragon Coin, Lisk, and Litecoin. All right, go away. Glenn, I do love you, but we'll speak to you a bit later. So ADA, NEO, these are the 5 coins we're going to have a look at today, and we're going to get through them, and then all right, so drop me a message in the chat box here if you've got any questions. It's really important that you all learn basic technical analysis, whether you believe in it, don't believe in it. I mean, I'm telling you it works, and it gives you an idea of, you know, where things can go, where the support is, the resistance we're looking for, gives you a good target to get out, entry zones to look for, and it basically helps you make trades that don't have any emotions in them. All right, so let's get straight into it so we don't waste our time today. Let me know if you're out there, if you can hear me okay. Let me know where you're from. We're all about community here at Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook. So say hello, and it's great to have you all here. Let's get into it. All right, ADA. So this is a coin that I love trading, and the thing is with coins that do Elliott waves and emotional cycles over and over, they keep repeating over and over and over and over again. All right, so you can see, and I keep going on about the emotional cycle, but that's all it is. It's depression, then it goes into hope. Oh, right, then we come into hope, then we come into belief, optimism, thrill, euphoria. We come down, we get a fake run up to complacency, and then it's, you know, panic, anxiety, despair, depression, anger, all of it. Nobody wants it. So obviously, as you can probably all see, the spots you want to buy are here. And here. So at the point when most people are chasing it, going, hey, ADA, what's happening? They're usually getting it up here, you know, and they're not aware. So there's only 2 sides to the cycle. We want to be in this side of the trade, out this side of the trade, inside this side of the trade, out on the other side of the trade. So let's see where we are right now. Let me know if you're out there, guys. Would love to hear from you. Would love to know where you're from, any questions you've got. Right. So we made a lot of money last year, back in December, on trading ADA, and it was very, very simple because it made very simple and clear Elliott waves. Really, as simple as that, you know, and right there, and you can see it hit targets perfectly. Perfect retracement. This would have been the target here, so we got a bit of extra. Retraced into here very nicely, and then hit all these targets up here. Okay. Sorry guys, let me just get rid of that. People contacting me. All right, so that's where we were. So the whole cycle bled out, washed everybody out, did a full retracement, Let's just have a look there. $78.6 retracement, which is standard for most full emotional cycles. And now you can see we're in a new cycle. So it's all about getting it in and getting it out. Now, with our signals at cryptogasmic.com, we actually sent this out as a signal, and we've played this the whole way, and we took our profits here. So now, I was right about this. Let me explain to you what we were doing with ADA, right? And this is the thing that catches a lot of people out, right? And this is what you have to be really careful for. So please pay attention to this one, right? Now, we got the signal out here. I very rarely buy the first impulsive wave. And the reason I do that is very, very simple, okay? You can see, look, impulse wave, boom. You don't know where it finishes. You don't know where the second wave is going to finish. So I'm always looking for that second wave retracement to hold. And we do that. Come on. So, and we did that here. We had a wave 1. The wave 2 held a retracement. It gathered some support. So that was our signal for ADA. We took some profit at 3. We re-entered again at 4. And we sold up here at 5. Okay. Played it absolutely perfect. And so as I said in yesterday's session, okay. Okay, let me just, I'm not sure, let me just have a look here. For some reason, I'm not seeing your comments on this. Maybe I didn't enable the comments. Sorry, guys, if that's the case. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. Let's have a look. All right. Settings. Sorry, guys. I don't think I... Anyway, we move on. So if I don't respond to you, it's because I'm not seeing the comments, guys. Sorry about that. So we will just move on. So we made great gains on this from the 2 to the 5. Okay, so we had an 80% trade. And this was back in a time when, Bitcoin wasn't really doing anything. We had to be careful with the alts. So this was a trade that we killed. And, you got to be careful, guys, because there's a lot of these groups out there. I'm going to just show you something. Sorry. Our members made 500% yesterday, and our members made 700% yesterday, and all of this sort of stuff, right? So you want to be sure that people are actually really posting, things, making sure that the dates are right, that they're not just coming out afterwards. So just to show you, and you should be asked, there was our ADA signal there back on March 24, all right, with the charts and all that sort of stuff. So, I see all these, and I just want you to, I'm saying that because I want you to be careful, right, especially on Telegram and things. I get all of these groups joining me, and VIP open for 5 minutes. Join now to get the next coin going 300%. Our members made 600%. Don't fall for it, guys. Don't fall for it, right? These people have no names, no charts, no faces, no way to contact them. So just be very, very careful. I used to join some of these groups when I first started trading, and I lost so much money. And that's what made me want to learn this game for myself. And I realized I was doing the same thing as the 90% of people who were losing. So I had to become the 10% who was winning. And I spent 6 months not trading, just learning, doing pretend trades. And only when I started doing my own trades, it was when I started winning and working out my own system. And that was when, I started winning. And now I want to pass that on to you guys. So, ADA. If we look at the emotional cycle, we had our 5 waves up. This is your take profit zone in here, which is what we did. Entry, take profit, re-entry, take profit. At that point, my strategy is I will take 80% off the table into Bitcoin, and I'll keep 20% of ADA for Christmas time and see where it is, right? So I've got a strategy where I'm playing the right side, sorry, the left side, which is the right side, not being in the right side of the trade, taking the profit, holding some of the coin for later, and also living my life off the profits. That's what I do, and that's how I like to teach. So after these 5 waves, usually we'll have an ABC retracement. Right, one of 3 things is going to happen, okay? It'll usually go A, B, C, which completes the emotional cycle, as you can see back here. And the B is the complacency, okay? See, look, right, we did the A, the fake run up, which catches everybody. That's actually the spot to sell if you miss the sell at the top. And then we had the big, long, depressing C, okay? And that completes the cycle every time. And it's different lengths and all that sort of stuff, right? So it'll either do that or it'll do a retracement and it'll make a continuation. Now, what you've got to be wary of is that it's a real continuation, okay? So we use TA to map it out, right? And be prepared for either way. I was very skeptical here. Is this really the end of wave 5? Or is this so-called continuation a real wave 5? And then all we're going to get is the ABC. So I was very, very wary as to whether this was a real new continuation or not. And I've seen this pattern so many times. It happened in Ripple last year. And one thing I pride myself on, even more than helping people try to make money and understand the game, is helping them, stopping them getting in bad trades, you know. So using the wave theory is perfect for that because you don't trade with any emotion. So when we had this run, I was waiting for the 2 to hold a retracement, and there it was. So we actually said if we get support out of there, you could look to buy this. Now we come down to a smaller time frame, and you can see it got support out of there. So we could now look at this as a continuation. Now, it's a continuation until it isn't, okay? So we mapped it out, right? We looked for the places where we were going to get a retracement, either here or here. This was actually the perfect zone in here. But we were watching it in here, and we said if it gets support out of here, you could buy it. Now, using my strategy or our strategy, you got to think of trading like a poker game or a chess game. It's a game, right? For everybody who's winning, a lot of people are losing. It's like poker. The poker table just doesn't give you money. The exchanges don't just give you money. They wash people out. It's a game, guys. Right? So there's the fundamental aspect of crypto and blockchain, which we all love. But if you're here on TradingView and you're buying and selling and you're trading, it's a game. Take the game seriously. Learn the rules of the game. Okay? So, and the first rule is, where are you in the trade? Where are you? So I look at that, I go, I'm at the end of my 5 waves. I've got to be really careful here. This could be a fake run, and it could run all the way down. So when we had this run up, we could then measure to see where it's going to fall. It fell through there. It didn't really get a hell of a lot of support through there, and it fell to here. Now it got support out of here. So if it gets outside of this zone, I don't chase it. And the reason I don't chase it is because if I buy it here, I get a little bit of profit. And look, I'm sure everybody out there has a story like this, and you don't understand why. It's running, so you quickly run out and FOMO and buy it. It goes up, you think you're smart, then it breaks even, and then it just dies in the ass, and you're so sick of it that you just want to get out of it. Whereas with my way of trading, okay, we get in here once we have a confirmation of support. It runs 12%. I will usually advise once it gets to 10%, you put a stop loss at break even, and bang. So my rule is if you can't make money, at least make sure you don't lose any. Because what can happen is sometimes it can run there. Look, it was going sideways, and we're waiting for support again, and this time we didn't get it. So through technical analysis, you just saved a lot of money, and you saved an emotional trade that is bleeding. So now I can confirm my concerns, right, and say this is actually just a big wave 5, okay? And I would now be on the side of getting rid of this. And we're now doing the ABC. A, B, if you didn't sell at the 5 before, and now C. So where this C finishes, nobody knows. Now this is why you don't, so now we're going to get rid of this. All right, okay. So that's how technical analysis works, guys. It's not about, if it's so good, how much is Bitcoin going to be in next week? You know, it's not. That's not what it's about. I was looking to enter this trade, and through TA I didn't. If you don't know technical analysis, all you're doing it is based on emotion and gut feeling and what the rest of the market is doing. And if you go on what the rest of the market is doing, 90% of the market loses. So common sense, you're going to lose, right? So I've done the opposite to what everybody else did, and I saved myself and my members from getting into a bad trade. With technical analysis, and I can't be on the charts 24 hours a day, so I can set, and this is what I prefer to do in my group over at Cryptogasmic, is teach people to know this, and then in my live trading sessions go, hey, this is what you're looking for, right? It's hard, really hard to send out buy here, and it's hard, you know, because then people chase and then they do these U-turns all the time. So that's why with my signals, I'll say things like, look, this is the area we're looking for, but wait for a confirmation of support. And if we come across and we look at the cloud, right, we can see it's fallen straight through. And where was the support? Right there in my buy zone. So I'm always looking for 4 or 5 factors. So there's 2 factors to say don't buy it. All right. If we do... what's happened? Come on. My trading view is lagging today. Very strange. That doesn't usually happen. Let's just reload it. Right, so I can see that 30 people are watching it right now, but sorry guys, I don't know why I can't see your comments in the comment box. And this is again the reason I don't chase first waves, guys. Look, wave 1, we're looking for that retracement to hold. It didn't get any support and it fell down to the next level, right? So what we're waiting for now is just to see where, let's look at it from a few different ways. A, B, maybe that was the retracement and this is the new cycle. Maybe. Which means it would have made a 1 and now it's just making a 2. So let's do the technical analysis on it that way. 40% run. So we therefore would be looking for it. And you can see how amazingly it hits these points. Look, now you probably couldn't have been blamed. And this is why you've got to be so careful, right? You probably couldn't have been blamed for getting in here, right? Look, it got support, rejected. So this is where your stop loss is really, really important. You know, and I mean, that's only gone up a couple of percent and fallen through. So whereas this line was support, now it's resistance. So we're looking to see what happens here, right? Now, this still could be, guys, a small ABC retracement and a new ongoing cycle, maybe. We do have a new trend now. That's a very obvious trend. Very obvious trend. So, you know, this could come back down and come into this trend line here. So you've got to be really, really careful to make sure you're not actually trading on the wrong side of the cycle, you know. Got to be really careful, really, really careful. So we look at it both ways. We go, right, sorry, let me just do that again. Okay, this is a new cycle, and we're looking for our retracement points. There's one there. So we're looking for support. But what we got now, what we can do, because we've got the TA, is we've got to be very wary. We could possibly be on the wrong side of the trade. But if we're on the right side of the trade, we want to make sure we've got that seat at the table. So if I get in here, I'll be placing stop losses immediately. Immediately. And if I get stopped down, I can buy it at the next level down, you know. So, because there is no confirmation yet, all right, this could come down into any of these levels. And if it comes back to here, then that Elliott wave thought process is done. All right. So if it's a continuation, those are the levels we're looking for. All right. And we're aware. So let's have a look at the cloud. We've fallen straight through the 3 hours, so that's a no. We're now meeting resistance in the red, so that's a no. We've still got a fair way to come back down into the longer time frame, see? So I wouldn't be surprised to see ADA fall further, all right? But if you do get in, just be wary that you might be buying one of these kind of runs on the other side of the trade, if that's the whole trade. And this is finishing the small emotional cycle, all right? So what we can also do now is play the whole emotional cycle and see if there's any points of interest that match, you know. Here's a very, very strong one. And then what we want to look for as well is previous points in previous cycles, you know, like here, in here, yeah. Right, so I'm not convinced that ADA, it's time to buy it. It's had a big run. It's moved way away from the green cloud and now moving back in. And you can see when we go into a bigger time frame, the bigger picture is good. You know, we're obviously going to do like a, you know, a new cycle in the bigger, but you got to be careful. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down onto this trend line in there. And then we make a new 3, 4, 5, and then we head off. And then what we want to do is we don't want to play this wave. We want to play this wave. We don't want to play this wave. And then we want to make money on this wave. We sell. We don't get in there. And then we play this wave. And then that probably come up here somewhere, challenge the all-time highs. And then we're going to see this again. You know? So for me, I mean, it's way oversold. Yeah. So, you know, we may find support on this red. I like to use the daily EMA. Yeah, so, you know, I'd be looking down in here somewhere. Now, if it does make a run, don't chase it. Don't chase it. Wait for that run to have its retracement and then get in and then play the smaller waves. So that's ADA. What was next on the list? NEO. This will be interesting to look at because we looked at NEO yesterday. We're going to look at the dollar and the... so we looked at this yesterday. And I actually said this could be a possible buy. However, it needed to... I think that was the NEO Bitcoin, which we'll have a look at in a minute. But again, we were waiting for confirmation. You've always got to know how to get confirmation of support or resistance. So let's look at it, right? It's bounced between the two EMAs, so it's now resistance, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've now fallen through that wave 1. See? So for me, this whole analysis is now invalid. So we get rid of it. And we start again. Okay? So, I'll usually come in like this. And you can see, you know, that we've made a big 1, 2, and now we're trying to make this. Now, this is the thing with Elliott waves, guys. It moves in different ways, right? So if we put a fib on that, okay, so we can see that this is the zone. Now, it wouldn't surprise me to see this come right back into that buy zone again. Okay, so let's redo it, right? Let's clean it up. And we start by just mapping it out, very simply. Okay. 1. Now we got a really, so we got a 2. And then we got this really long 3. Now that works, but this doesn't work. So no, that's not an Elliott wave either. So the only way this works now is if this is a 1. It's the only way it works now. And now we're looking for the wave 2 retracement. Okay? See? No emotions. Rules. Or we could treat that as an emotional cycle. Finished. Possibly. Which would then be a 1 and a 2. And we're still in a wave 3. That's it. And you just talk yourself through it, right? So we'd be looking at 1, 2, and we're looking for a, you know, maybe a wave 3 here. Because this can't be a wave 4. So maybe we've got to change our analysis, and then maybe we'll have a straight run up like that. Oh, what am I looking at? This is QTUM. Sorry, guys. Shit. Oh, my mistake, my mistake, my mistake, my mistake, my mistake. This is actually a signal I sent out the other day, and it hasn't gone to plan. So we'll look at that one. Sorry, guys, that's my mistake. Neo. Here we go. Right, okay. So there you go. There's I mean, I don't even need to look at that very long, right? 1. Oh, maybe even that's the 1. No, that was the 1. The 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, could have that been? Possibly. Could have been something like that even. A, B, C. And now it's made a new run there. Right? So, and then all that is a bigger 1, a 2. Okay. So let's, and this is the thing, you just got to talk your way through it, you know. So that makes sense. That makes sense. ABC, and now we're starting a new cycle. So let's look at it that way. All right. So first of all, we're going to measure this cycle. And there was your buy area. So has this just come into our buy area, or is it going to wash down a little bit further in here? So let's have a look. Now, if we're making a new run here, which it looks like, then we need to measure that, okay? And look for the retracement there, which again is right on this zone there. Okay, so let's have a look at this, because that's kind of got my attention now. Okay. A, B, C, only a small one. And I'm big on Neo anyway. So these are the areas we're now concerning ourselves with. Neo versus Bitcoin. All right. So we're right there, and we seem... No, that doesn't work because that's fully retraced. So that's done a full cycle. So what we've got here is a double bottom. So, you know, this is the thing. If you chase this, you've been washed out. So there's many cycles within cycles, isn't there? Right? 1, 2. So all we've done is come, and this is why you don't chase it, guys. All we've done is come right back to the exact buy zone. So let's see if that's the spot to get us out again, you know. And this is why you got to make sure you get your wave count right. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, sorry guys, and I do talk to myself a lot as I'm going through this because it's the best way to get it. You know, it could be like this actually. 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Could this work? 1, 2, 3. Nah, that's not right. Yeah, 5 waves there, A, B, C, and a new cycle, all right, which is just done 100%. So I would be looking at it like this, guys. Right. It takes a little while to get there sometimes. So I would be looking at it like this. So that full cycle there. Yeah. There was your zone right in there. So it's right in that do or die area. So now what we do is there's 2 ways we can do this. We can let this make its initial wave 1 like this. And then let it come down and try to hold a retracement, which it did here. And it faked us out. Okay. Now what if... Just trying to work out the best way, because you've got to be sure, you know. Now look, we've also got a new trend here. Even if we get it. So we've broken trend as well. Okay. We've broken trend there. So we've got to be very, very careful to make sure that this just isn't a big one and we wash down further. So what factors are there for us to look at? Let's have a look at the cloud. We've fallen through there. The 12 hour, we're right at a point where we need to find support. And the daily, we've fallen through. 3 hour, no support. So this is not looking good so far. Now what could happen? We may find support, make a 1, find resistance, 2 in the cloud, and then break there. And then the line becomes that. So there's 2 ways to play this. The risky way and the not so risky way. All right. There's no support there yet on a smaller time frame. So number 1, you would need to see it stick its head out here on a small time frame if you were going to chase this impulsive wave up. And then I would be setting my target on that trend line and then waiting for a retracement there. So I don't think it's losing strength. It's oversold. Yeah, I wouldn't be running out and buying NEO just yet. Okay, NEO US dollar. Let's have a look quickly. This was the one we did yesterday. Right, okay, right. So this was so now you can see another thing, guys, right, is I see a big mistake I see people making is they will buy something with US dollars or buy it in Bitcoin and then look at the US dollar. You know, oh, I bought it for $3 when they bought it in Bitcoin. They're completely different charts, as you can see, right? Now, this was the same thing we were looking at before, guys, right? Was the 5 here? Was it here? Or is it a new continuation, right? Is this just a big 5? So I'm playing it as if this is a new cycle, a new 1. We were looking for it here, so let's just tidy it up a little bit. Okay. So a new 1. And look, you can see from yesterday it bounced down. It just washes people out, right? And this is why you're trying to get that ultimate buy, right? That's why we said 75 to 77 in here, so you're not chasing it. So let's look at it on a smaller time frame, okay? So this seems to be the support zone here. So if you were watching and you had those boxes painted, there. Now we're waiting to see if we can get some support out of here, all right? So, and then what we want to do, once we get that support, is play the 5 waves up. Getting in here, taking the profit here, getting back in here, and taking the profit here. So now look, there's only 3% between ultimate entry and chasing it. It depends on your risk. I'm more of I would rather place a buy down here at 73 and try to catch one of these wicks. So let's have a look. So we've fallen. So the cloud is just resistance, resistance. We're back down below that trend line now. Right. Yeah. All right. So again, no doubt this is making these new waves up, but it's about catching it at the right time. Okay. So look, this daily cloud could come right down and catch this line. So I think, and this, you don't want to be falling back through the red cloud after being resistance for so long. So this really is a point. You've got to watch it. I'm going to set an alarm just in here to see if it either goes, because NIO is one I really want to get back into. And I'm going to check it down here. All right. It's on the floor with no support at the moment. 3-day is right up there. The 12-hour and the 6 is gaining some momentum in the 12. So if this can roll over, it's on a downward trend on the daily, but the 3 dailies there. So, this is possibly not a bad spot. To get back into NIO, let me just have a look at something else. If we take those wicks out of the equation, like that. Yeah, so we're still above the downtrend, which is great. The long-term uptrend, we're above. Okay, great. So, I would stick with my analysis from yesterday. Okay, and I would say, with NIO, that we're looking for that impulsive wave 1, but we're not getting it now. If it falls down to 71 and retests 70 and falls through, then I would just say this is a big wave 5 and we're doing an A, B, and we're going to do a big C. So again, guys, 2 weeks ago we had a really big run. Look, you can see. So we're now getting to that point of understanding where you are in a trade, and are we on this side, here, and that side's run out and now we're on the bad side of the trade, or did that finish and now we're on a good side of a new trade? It's a really fine line, so you've got to be very, very careful. Otherwise, you could get it, and you could end up being that person that ends up buying on the wrong side of the trade, and it retraces back down to 54. And you just can't take it anymore. You get depressed, and you bail out. Right, next coin was Dragon Coin. I don't have anything for that, sorry. Lisk. Let's have a look at Lisk. Right, I've already got this one mapped out. We're looking at the Binance charts at the moment. So there we go, right? So there's another example. The technical analysis is good until it's not, right? So we can delete all of this now and start again. So you can see the same patterns, guys, happening over and over and over again. 2 weeks ago, we absolutely cleaned up. You know, we were making 60% trades. You know, if I show you on the signals, we got back into Bitcoin right at the exact time at 6.8, right? And sold at 11.2, right? Then we got in again at here, was stopped out. Then we got back in again, spreading buys between 8 and 8.4, exit price 10.2, trade close, was stopped out again, so we tried twice. ADA, we made really good profits on. Bitcoin, we then got in again when it fell down between 6 and 6.8. We got in between 6.6 and 6.8, and that's the current wave we're playing now, right? And we took out our profits at 9.5 a couple of days ago, which was perfect, right? Zcash, 56% profit. OMG, 65% profit. Litecoin, we're still in now, and we got a seat really, really early, right? So I'm showing you this just to show you that you can't just make profits all the time. You've got to understand where you are on the trade and make your profits here, don't be in here, make your profits here, don't be in here. And, you know, it's easy enough to do. So let's have a look at a Lisk. 1, we had a 2, we had a 3. So that pattern is not working. So let's look at it from a trend point of view. Right. Okay, so you can see it's just fallen below that trend. But if we include the wicks, we're kind of right on that area where we need to bounce. Okay. So looking at it now, I would probably come back to like a daily chart. And let's map it out this way. Now you can see a very, very clear point of interest right there. Double bottoms, maybe a triple bottom coming, you know, and right on the 50% fib line, okay? And we're bouncing right now off of another line. So these are the two areas we want to look at. And that one, where it is now, is right in line with the trend. So that gives me a yes. Now, if this is the case, maybe what's played out here is just a nice wave 1. Let's look at it that way. And if we look at it that way, yeah, we're right there. We've fallen through. So, okay, so let's have a look at a few other things here. Let's look at the volume. So on the daily, the volume trend is really, really good. But you can see it's lost quite a bit of volume in the last few days. So what I'm looking for now is some convergence or divergence on any of the time frames. And you can see, look, this flagged really nicely just here, didn't it? Right, it broke the flag and it took off. But then it reversed, so are we going to get another chance at this buy zone? So from a buy perspective, if I was going to buy, I'd be spreading my buys through here over a 5% spread. So let's look and see if that is actually a good idea. If we let's get rid of those candle wicks. You know, it's fallen below that trend there. And this is the thing, like you're going to see the same thing in all the alts, right? Now we may get another run back up into the bottom of this red cloud. Well, we will definitely at some point, but we just got to make sure when. So this 12-hour it's been, look, resistance, resistance. Finally, we got some support. Is it going to remain support? This is the question. This is the question. It's fallen through on the hourly. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very touch and go. And this is where you want to watch it on the small time frames. I couldn't say for certainty that I believe this is in the buy zone. Right, it's fallen through both EMAs there. It's resistance there. It's resistance on the daily. So I can't say with any confidence that I would be running out to buy Lisk right now. And guys, when you leave me a message about what coins you want me to look at, let me know why. Are you looking to sell? Are you looking at a good place to buy? You know, because it all depends what kind of perspective you're looking at on that as well, right? And you can see we've got quite a heavy downtrend happening right now. Okay. Which we've kind of broken out of, so that's cool. Yeah. So it's low on the floor. Yeah, it's gaining a little bit of support now, but I don't know. I think it's a bit risky, to be brutally honest with you. I couldn't advise it. It may, and as I said, these are the areas that we're looking at, but I can't be confident on that one. Litecoin is the last one we're going to look at for today. Let's have a look at Litecoin USD on Coinbase. Ugh, I hate Coinbase, guys, by the way. No, let's not look at it on Coinbase because that's not where my chart is. There's my chart. Right, okay. So we've had an amazing trade with Litecoin. We managed to get in here on the bottom. Our signal, I think, went out at entry price, yeah, below $140. This was here on the 2. I think there was an earlier one as well that we got in down here. So we got in here and we advised to take some profits at 180, and I did extend, and then everything kind of took a dump. So profit there, but you can see we're still within the Elliott wave that I painted out, right? So really what we're really in now is the smaller waves within the waves. So what we're looking for is a point when Litecoin is going to hold, right? So we're looking for support in here, and if we fall through there, our next level is here on that red MA, which wouldn't be good because it also falls through that trend line as well. Okay, through there, which it's right on the line now. So Litecoin for me is kind of right at a point. It's right at a point where it needs to go. Otherwise, this is a take profit zone from the entry here, and we'll wait out of the trade. So let's just have a look. Let's have a look at the support for this one because I hold a lot of this. So you can see 12-hour cloud. We had a run, resistance, right? And this is the way the market runs, guys. I mean, you got to look since. We look at the daily, right? Since it fell through in January, resistance, resistance. It tried to get through, resistance, resistance. It broke through the EMA, resistance, 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 resistance. Now, we didn't get the death cross like we did on Bitcoin, where the 50 EMA crosses the 200, which is good. It's a good sign. But we really need to find support out of one of these two areas for Litecoin, okay? So let's have a look. Okay. Daily is falling down and it needs to fall further to reset. Now we can see some momentum is picking up in all of these coins on the short term. But this was the problem last month. We were getting 3-hour support, 6-hour, these little runs, and then it dumped. So when I see things like this, I change my strategies to, instead of making 60% gains, I go, okay, I'm going to make smaller gains. So I can see that there's a bit of momentum here now, right? Now I'm already in Litecoin, so I would look at this and go, okay, we've had a 1 and a 2. We may find a bit of support here. Now rather than wait for this big run to play out, I can see that we're not getting over the line on that daily support. So I would look for other areas to take my profits, and that would be a perfect area. 10% previous zone here, right? This is where I would look to take some profit, take a 10% profit. So it's understanding where you are in the market right now. So you could probably enter Litecoin in one of these areas here with a tight stop loss, and your plan would be, because it's Litecoin, it's no big problem. You can either hold it or buy more as it fails to average down, or just cut your loss, get in here, and if it breaks below the red EMA, just get out with a couple of % loss. No big deal. We made 60% last week, right? Take a little loss and then just look to rebuy later. Or get in and just take some profit at 10%, and we've got to see how the market runs. So that's Litecoin for me now. I'm still in Litecoin. I'm holding a lot of Litecoin, but it's all being determined by Bitcoin at the moment. Bitcoin, you know, you got to look at it from percentages, guys. Bitcoin ran from 6.6 when everybody said it was dying, and it's going to hit $3,000, it's going to hit 5, and I was one of those guys, and it still could, right? So we had a big influx of money into the alts, but now people have taken it out because the value's in Bitcoin right now. All right, so that's where we are. Now, just before we go, every day I'm going to have a coin of the day because I love cryptocurrency and I love blockchain. I hate governments. I hate the way they try to scare everybody, and this is going to be a big one. My coin of the day is called Power Ledger. Okay. From a trading point of view, it's been amazing. Right, we've made so much money from Power Ledger, and it keeps repeating the cycles over and over. Right, you can see it very clearly. You know, and there's a huge potential for this to get back up to its all-time highs, and you can see that the constant trend, as all of them, right, is up. So people talk about, oh, it's falling in price and everything. Nothing's falling. Everything's on a massive uptrend. If that was the stock market trend from November to now, people will be shitting themselves, right? But it's not, right? But look, and no matter what coin we look at, they're the same. So they're just playing these emotional cycles, and they keep playing the 5 waves inside the emotional cycles. You know, so tell me that it doesn't work, right? Tell me that TA doesn't work, right? And it's not about how much will it be at a certain time. It's about understanding where you are and whether you should be buying it or not. Right? That's it. And you've seen that graph of the emotional cycle, and it just repeats over and over and over again, doesn't it? You can't deny it. You can't deny it, right? All within the waves of Elliott waves. And then the ABC. So, and now we're, running again. Okay? So, and you can see that it's just what markets do. People will say, oh, Power Ledger, I bought it. I thought it was running to the moon. So my mates told me to buy it. And they buy it here on the wrong side. And then, why? Is it the news? Then they blame the whales and they blame crypto. Then they're broke and they've wasted all their money. They owe the bank money now. The wife won't talk to them. So what do? They just can't take it anymore and they sell here. Now, isn't it obvious when you sit back and look at the big picture that that's the obvious place not to sell? But that's what 90% of people do. They just can't take it anymore because they made a bad decision here. And it really, really is that simple and basic, guys. What side of the trade are you on? Go back to the trades that you lost. It's the only way. First thing I did when I entered Bitcoin a couple of years ago was like, couldn't understand. I was listening to stupid people paying money to tell me where to buy, where to sell. They were the experts. And I started with 10 Bitcoin and ended up with like 7, going, what the hell is going on here? And the first thing I realized was that I was getting in the wrong side of every trade. Every trade I was getting in. I was chasing. Then I would panic sell at the bottom, and then it would run, and I was pulling. Didn't know my ass from my elbow, right? So it forced me. And the first thing I learned was understanding where am I in that trade at the moment. You don't need to. I mean, I can go out and short things, but yeah, okay, we can short it from here to here with the 10 times leverage. It makes shitloads of money. But do you know how risky it is if you get it wrong and then it pumps and you're liquidated, you're gone, you've lost your money. You know, you can make $2,000 from a $20 swing on Bitcoin. Yes, you can. It's not the way I want to trade. Not when you can make all of these profits on this side. And just have a little patience, man. Make 300% and go and play friggin' golf for a month, right? And that's it. So now we can see from the big picture, it's obvious. Why would you buy here? This is where you should sell. But look at these green candles. This is people buying, man. Look, this is people buying. Right? And then it's just panic, 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 panic. And now we're into a new cycle of hope. Right? So Power Ledger is definitely one. Now the thing I love about Power Ledger, it's because in Australia, where I'm from, probably the same as America, Canada, England, you know, most of the electricity companies and the gas companies are all privatized, right? They're not even government run, and they pay the governments big money, and they charge whatever they want. Steph, who works with me, was just telling me that where she comes from in Canada, they even made people get rid of their wood fire burners, right? The electricity companies didn't like people supplying their own heat, right? What kind of bullshit is that? So Power Ledger, if you're not aware of it, is an Australian blockchain company that is going to allow you to create your own energy and sell it peer-to-peer to your neighbors, to your friends, your family, and the free market will determine the prices. Now, this isn't going to happen easy because a lot of people are going to be pissed off, which I love, man. I love it. So let's have a quick little look at Power Ledger, just the first minute or two.
The way we produce and consume electricity is changing. New technology is allowing us to make electricity at home, store it, and use it to power all of our daily needs. What's become apparent is that people want the ability to trade excess energy locally. To make this possible, a new support technology has been developed, and it's called Power Ledger.
Power Ledger is an energy trading platform that allows consumers with solar panels on their roof to sell their excess electricity to their neighbours. The energy system of the past was a one-way street. Large-scale power stations that pushed electricity through networks to consumers who got what they were given at a price that they were given as well. The energy system of the future is far more complex, with power stations virtually on people's roofs, buying...
So there we have it, guys. Power stations on people's roofs. This is the shit why I love blockchain and why I love crypto. And it disrupts everything that I hate. Right. So there we go, guys. That's the TA show for today. I hope that was great. I'll be back again tomorrow for Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook, the best group on Facebook. If you want to catch up with me, cryptogasmic.com. You can log in. We have a Telegram chat, which I'll leave in the comments below. But get out there, whether it's with me, anybody else, ask questions, learn technical analysis, guys. Let me know what coins you want for tomorrow. Hit me up on Facebook, send me a message. I'm very approachable. And that's it, guys. So that is the Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook, the TA show for today. My name is Crypto from cryptogasmic.com. All right. And we will see you again tomorrow. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye.